Hello everyone, I'm FARMERSIM and welcome back to Court Farms Country Park. This is episode 41 of the Let's Play series. So I hope you're all doing very well and having a nice day. Just been checking the soil here in what was the canola field. But I am just having a wander around, just making sure everything's as it should be. What we're going to crack on with today. We are in the same game day as the last episode, because it's only just before midday and I don't want to waste a good few hours worth of work ahead of us. This is where I've stored all of our vegetable technology at the minute. Looking forward to getting this thing running in the field. Based on the PDA, I think it's going to be next month. If we just have a very quick pop into it there. There we go, yeah, it's a particularly dark green, I think, as far as the growing stages of colour are. That looks to be the darkest of greens, perhaps, so it's going to be next month, I think, when we're going to be digging those out the ground. So I'm very keen for that. So yeah, as much as I'd like to go, yeah, let's just fast forward into next month. I don't want to do that because I've got, as I say, I've got half a day's worth of work ahead of me now that I could take full advantage of. And what we're going to do is get into the grass fields. We're going to do what we've done many times before, unfortunately, and get on with the grass work. We're going to mow and row the big grass field over by the grain mill and get all that baled up into silage. And we're going to mow and ted the smaller field here behind the workshop and get that tedded into hay, baled up and stashed in and stacked into the hay bale shed over here. So that's the plan for the first bit of this episode anyway. I'm not too sure exactly how long all that will take as far as the content, as far as the video goes, but we'll see how it takes us, eh? So yeah, we're going to crack on with that and get into the grass field, and I'll do my usual and throw possibly all of it into a bit of a cinematic, get all that work done and boxed off. As I said in the last episode, the plan I have is to essentially get all this baled up into fermenting grass, into silage, and just make a stack of it somewhere. I haven't decided where that stack is going to be, but yeah, I'm going to just make a stack, let it ferment away, and when it's done, pick it all up and fire it off to a sell point and get it sold to bless our bank balance with a bit more cash. So yeah, and then one of the reasons why I want to get the grass work done before the mulching, because all of our fields are ready to be mulched now, apart from obviously the carrot field. As I think I touched on again in the last episode, because I now have the bunker of silage fermenting away, I don't need to worry too much about getting silage bales out of this and basically having this as a grass field. I think I can now afford to turn this, even if it's temporarily, I can now afford to turn this into some form of crop. So yeah, that's the plan. So I think when we've mowed this cut of grass, I'm going to run the mulcher as I am in all the other fields, and we'll put something different in there, because obviously now, again, since a couple of episodes ago, we now have the planter. So not only can we plant corn, but we can plant sunflowers as well. So I think again, for a bit of variety, a bit of variation, a bit of crop rotation, as it were, we can put one of everything into the fields. Because again, if I pop into the PDA, we have got, let's get the mouse here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 empty fields. So once all of these have been mulched and ready to be prepped again, coated with a bit of lime, and then get some seed into the ground, I've got 8. And into the future, field 58 down here that's got the carrots in, that'll add up to 9. This one at the minute is still going to stay as the hay field. So essentially, we're going to have 9 fields to put 9 separate crops into. So yeah, so that's I'm looking forward to that, as always. Right, so anyway, on with the day's work, the afternoon's work anyway. We need to jump in the fent. That's the wrong shed, the fence over here. We need to jump in the fent, get the mower and the rower hitched up to it, and get to work. And I shall pick you all back up in a wee while's time, when all the baling's done. We've got a bit more further on. So, that was a bit of some form of spike there, wasn't it? Right, let's drop that front weight off. I did try and lower it. Oh, there we go. Right. Cute. Yeah. Right, let's get the mower hitched up and the rower and I shall see you all very soon. There we go, all done. Baling, mowing, rowing, tedding, etc. Finished. Very happy with that. There's that weird bug again. Right, so what did we get out of all that? Well, let's just turn that off again so I'm not talking over the engine. Here are our silage bales that I've just stacked nicely in here for now. We got 39 in all, and I believe that is because the baler had a good chunk of percentage in there from the left over with a bit of straw in there from when we did the straw picking up. So we still got, essentially, I can still say we got 38 bales out of that field. As I say, the 39th I think is predominantly down to the how much was in the baler when we started. So that's all good. So these are now just started to ferment away. And hay bales wise, we got 16 out of that field. So I know, again, I think last time we had 17-ish, something like that, but that discrepancy can be put down to what was in the baler to start off with. So there we go, a bit more of a stack of hay bales, so that's awesome. So, now what this means is that I can, once I've got all this slot tidied away and put away where it needs to be, now that this big grass field is now empty, I can get it mulched along with all the other ones. So that was the plan essentially in my mind. Get the grass mowed, especially this big one, because now I can consider turning it into a different crop. I can now mulch it and get all the mulching done at the same time essentially. So that's great. And while I've been doing all that job, I have just been having a ponder over where I can put things when I do end up getting rid of the silage bales around the corner here in the big bale shed with everything else. Because this bunker is now 53% fermented, so it's coming along nicely, as it were. So it won't be too long before I can start dipping into that to feed the cows, and then when I start doing that, I can essentially top up the bank account and just sell all this lot. And then what have we got here? 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So there's quite a few there. There's 50... I think there's 80 bales, 81 bales there, so that's pretty good. So once I get rid of these, I can then essentially pull the hay bales into here, and then where the hay bales are at the minute, that shed, I think I can, what I might do with that is I will put all my vegetable paraphernalia in there, this lot here. Yeah, it's alright over here, I get that, but it is a bit of a tight area around here, so I think, yeah, we'll move the hay bales into there and put this lot into where the hay bales are at the minute. So that's where my mind is with that. So, anyway, right. We've still got a few hours left in the day. It's only 20 to 2 in the afternoon, so we've got plenty of time to do a bit of mulching. So I'm going to get all the tools and tractors put away that we've been using already today. Tidy that lot up, maybe give them a wash where they need to. I know the combine needs a wash, but that's another thing entirely, isn't it? So I have had to do a couple of repair jobs as well this morning, actually, just thinking about it. Well, not off camera, but whilst I was messing around with that cinematic, we had to throw just over $1,000 at this because this was about 50% damaged. So we've fully repaired that, and also the old Ford here that needed a bit of work doing to it, the 7810. So we threw, I think it was about 1,300 quid at this one. So yeah, so the bank balance is currently sat at £77,059, which isn't too bad. We're still all right. It's not like we're destitute or anything. We're doing all right. So right, anyway. Let's get things tidied away, cleaned up, packed away, and I shall pick you all back up again in a few moments' time with the mulcher on board. Today we mulch. There we go, all sorted. Got the mulcher attached to the fence. It's pretty much the only tractor I've got that'll deal with this without popping wheelies, even with weights on the front. So, yep, everything's tidied away, cleaned off, and I think just for a bit of completely unnecessary variety, I'm going to start at this end today. I usually start at field 110 and work my way around in a clockwise direction for no apparent reason. But I think today, we shall mulch the other way round. So, field 1, let's get going. One down, 5 to go. There we go. All done. That only took several hours. And as you'll see, I have the cultivator attached to the back of this one because silly me made the mistake, obviously, when I was running the mulcher around all the fields. It did what it was meant to do, but obviously putting it into this field just promoted the next stage of growth from the grass. And I only realised that when I got somewhere just around here. So annoyingly, if I jump into the PDA, this map, this field, sorry, has just got this purple mulched strip here. And I immediately stopped and realised the mistake I'd made with this field. Went and picked up the cultivator, finished it all off, and now I'm going to have to live with this until we've had a growth and a harvest, and then I can properly mulch it. And yeah, because that's going to annoy the life out of me, that is. Still, right, all fields are done. So back into here, 1, 2. Even though this, I forgot to roll this in before the last, just after the last drilling. So, strangely, it still needs rolling, even though it's been harvested and mulched and everything, so it's a bit of an odd one. But either way, we'll be able to reset that when we actually roll it, and I won't forget this time. But yeah, there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 here. All mulched. Ready to have a top-up of lime. Get the soil nutrition back up to a reasonable level. And get going again. So, anyway, right, it's now just gone 6:30 in the evening, so I think it's time to go and call it quits for today, and I'll see you in the morning. Morning, everyone. Welcome back. Just topping the cows up with a bit more straw. I was quite glad I did that in the getting the loose straw picked up in the last episode. Knew it would come in handy. So, well, today is carrot day now. The carrots are ready to be harvested. I'm very excited to get into that and see what kind of a yield we get from them. Let me just pop this neatly back in here for now. Go. So, I'm going to take a little bit of a quick drive down to the field, though, just to go through something with you. We've got weeds growing in all the fields that we mulched. We've got weeds growing, which is a bit frustrating. According to the menu, I can't do anything with them. There's no. It doesn't say. It says they're small, but it doesn't say weeder or this, that, or the other to get rid of them. But what I didn't realise, I've always had crop destruction turned on. I feel it's the right thing to do, and whether it's because of that, I could just drive over all these weeds and they go away. Don't know whether any of you knew that or not. I didn't until a few moments ago when I was just checking everything out. But yeah, with crop destruction on, you can get rid of your weeds. I mean, it'll take me ages. I'm not going to bother doing this. I will do it correctly when the game gives me an instruction for getting rid of them. But yeah, just thought I'd show you that one. And also, obviously having a bit of a think about the harvest of the carrots here, I have created a bit of an auto drive loop into the field here because we're going to be running the Renault with the carrot harvester, or the vegetable harvester, sorry. Now, ordinarily, as a harvester, you'd run a tractor and a trailer alongside it, along with it, to unload it when it's ready to be unloaded, of course. Now the vegetable harvester does have a capacity of 5,500 litres, I think, but it just seems to me, because the width of the harvest collector on the machine is very, very narrow, it is going to take an extremely long time, and also the harvester, I'm going to have to make sure that I program the correct direction. I think because the harvesting chute is on the right-hand side, I want to say, of the vegetable harvester, so that it's going to have to run round in a it's going to have to run round this way, isn't it, so that the tractor's not... I'm trying to be as realistic as possible so that the tractor and the machine isn't driving over the crop that hasn't been harvested yet. It's going to have to start from... It's going to have to go round in a clockwise direction, get as many headlands done as possible, and then start on the up and down rows. But the bottom line, what I'm trying to say is, it doesn't seem right to me that the there should be a tractor and trailer following it, unloading it in the field, because in reality you'd be driving over all these beautiful crops, beautiful carrots, and squashing them. So what I've done is I've created a little bit of an auto drive loop here, so that when the harvester is full, it's going to make its way out of the field and unload into a trailer that's just going to be sitting in the field here next door, just taking advantage of the fact that this field is empty and I don't have to worry about damaging any crops. I know auto drive and course play don't inherently damage any crops anyway. It's only when me as a character is physically controlling a vehicle, that's only when crop destruction happens. But again, it still doesn't seem right. Because this is the first time I'm doing it, and having never done it before, I've got no point of reference for any of it. I'm going to try my best just to make it look even remotely feasibly real, if you know what I mean. So we'll be working in a clockwise direction for many headlands. I think there's going to be at least, with it being 0.8 meters wide, so we're going to be talking maybe 10 or 15 headlands, really, because that's probably only going to take us to about here, and then we'll start on the up and down rows. So I'm assuming it's going to take an extremely long time. I can't remember what speed the harvesting machine works at, and obviously having no point of reference, I've got no idea how much of this field 5,500 litres is going to be. So I've got no idea how many times it's going to need to empty itself into the trailer and get into the silo, obviously. So, but yeah, either way, I'm excited. Carrots for the very first time. Premium vegetables, as it were. So, let's jump back in this thing and get back up to the farm now that the cows are alright. I've not had to top the cows up with any food for now. They've got about half. That their food trough is about half full, so they'll do for now. While I get busy in the fields with the carrots. So yeah, I'm going to run the Renault with the vegetable harvester, and we're going to park the fence and the trailer up in the field next door with the trailer. I'm pretty sure I can. There's a function in auto drive that I can use to go where I need it to go, to tip into the trailer when it's full, and the fence and the trailer will be on auto drive, tipping into the silo when that gets full, because I am obviously going to put this into a bit of a cinematic, my first premium vegetable cinematic, so I'm quite excited for this. This is the first time since the premium expansion has been released that I've actually done any proper harvesting with the new stuff. I haven't got around to doing anything with them yet over on Zielonka. Yeah, I literally haven't touched any of them so far, so this will be the first time. There we go. Awesome stuff. Right, so Renault first. I shall go and get everything set up and get everything running. I shall put it all into a cinematic, and I hope that it looks half decent and presentable. And I'll see you all in a wee while, hopefully with a bit of a carrot report. Tell you how much we got from the field. So, see you all soon. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was a nightmare from start to finish, quite frankly. So, where are we? Well, it's 1:45 in the afternoon. I started this job, I think, sometime before 8 o'clock this morning. So that's almost 6 hours, give or take a bit. I can't be accurate with the start time, but yeah, nearly 6 hours to harvest this, what is not really a particularly big field. But these carrots and potentially the red beets and the parsnips that have come from this premium expansion, wow, what a job. Now in this particular situation I was using Courseplay and auto drive. Do you know what, let me just turn the tractor off, there we go, a bit of peace and quiet. Yeah, I was using Courseplay and auto drive, and I appreciate that the premium expansion is new, but I naively assumed that this would operate in the same way that a normal harvester would. So I could set this up on Courseplay. When it's full, the pipe will come out, as it were, and the other tractor and trailer will find its way to the pipe, empty, off it goes. Yeah. No, that's not the case. There was problems with auto drive, the tractor and the trailer. Essentially, when you run auto drive and Courseplay, when a harvester puts its pipe out, it empties into the trailer, and then the tractor and trailer that's emptying the harvester then move out the way and allow the harvester to continue. Well, in this case, I don't know whether it's a problem with these new bits of equipment, because I know that I was using the Fendt with the trailer with this, and I know that behaves perfectly well when it's running with the combine harvester, as does this tractor. But essentially the tractor and trailer wouldn't move out the way, and then this thing won't carry on moving until this tractor has moved out the way, because it needs to lower its pipe before it can carry on going. So essentially it was taking the full automation side of things was just taking forever. There was so much stops and starts and this, that and the other, which I know is particular to Courseplay and auto drive, I get that, but the width of the pickup on this thing obviously is very, very narrow. It's like 0.8 meters. It was, you know what, it was just a nightmare, forgive me. My excitement for all these new crops and these new bits of equipment has completely dwindled, I must be honest. I honestly don't know if I'll be doing these again, quite frankly. I know there is a slightly wider harvester. There's one that comes with two of these feed chutes. But I don't think it's going to... For the way I like to play, as you all know, I like to make me cinematics and do that kind of stuff. And this would have been a wonderful job for a cinematic. I know some of it, I did put some of it into a cinematic. I apologise if it was a bit dull and a bit, bit meh. Because I didn't get right to the end with it, because I ended up finishing it myself. Yeah, just a nightmare. I'd rather harvest a massive field of potatoes with a teaspoon and a bucket, quite frankly. Right, well, so and also on top of that, so another thing that I didn't realise, obviously with the premium expansion being relatively recent, I naively assumed that you'd be able to stick it in the silo. You can't. You can't put carrots in the silo. I found that out when the tractor and trailer didn't come back to the field for a while, and I wondered where it was. So I went over to it, and sure enough, it sat at the silo, not tipping into the grate in the ground. So, and yeah, a couple of minutes later, I now realise that carrots don't go into the silos. So I was kind of left with no choice. I've just had to fire it off and sell it. So the tractor and trailer has been going back into Valley View next door and just selling it. So we've now got £127,170. So we've made from the sale, the instant sale of the carrots, 39,799 quid. Give or take a bit, it was about 2,322 quid per trailer, or just over £2,000. That's inclusive of the environmental score award, of course. Yeah. So anyway, that's that. I really don't think I'm going to be doing much more of this anymore, to be honest. Obviously, having never done it before, I didn't really appreciate how much of a job it was going to be. Anyway, forgive my negativity, ladies and gentlemen. That was a tiring job. It's and a long one, as I say. 6 hours to do that, which is crazy. It really is. Anyway, enough of that. I'm over it now. We're done. I mean, as I say, I don't think I really want to do them anymore. So I might just... I mean, let me know what you think in the comments. Those of you who, if you've had any experience using, doing anything with carrots or red beets or parsnips so far since the premium expansion arrived. What's your opinions on it all? Was it a bit of a pain for you guys? Has anyone else experienced the same things I have with Courseplay and Auto Drive? Was it a bit of a battle? I'm very keen to hear what your thoughts are, and do you think I should just, you know, cut my losses now? Well, it's not a case of cutting my losses, but maybe I'm just splitting my dummy out here a bit. But yeah, I'm considering, because this is worth about 100 grand. We've just bought this. It might not be worth that now. You know, I'm sure the value's gone down a little bit because we've used it now. It's got a few hours under its belt. But quite frankly, I don't care. If I do decide to sell it, I'll be selling this, the planter and the ridge maker thing, and just washing my hands of it quite possibly. So yeah. Anyway, that's that. No more whinging from my part. Sorry. But I think I am going to call it here for this episode, ladies and gentlemen. I'm quite tired after that, and it is quite late at night here. It's taken me all day to sort this episode out. This is just this last bit of the episode. 6 hours in game, but 6 hours in real life as well. So that's pretty crazy. So anyway, yes, thank you. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you have enjoyed it and found it a little bit fun and interesting. As always, if you're new to the channel and you like my content, you like the way I do things, hopefully I'm sure you don't like me moaning, so I won't do much more of that, I promise. But yeah, if you're new to the channel, give and you like my content, you like the way I'm doing things, please consider hitting the subscribe button, giving the video a like if you can, and as always, there is a host of links in the video description below with my promo code if any of you in the market for buying one of the game's wonderful DLCs, add-ons, season passes, or even the full game itself, and you fancy helping out a content creator at the same time, I would be massively appreciative. So, thanks for your time, everyone, and I'll see you in the next episode.